The night shift was supposed to be quiet. No callers, no chaos, just Evelyn Kane and her voice echoing through the empty frequencies of WZAR 103.9 FM. The snow outside the studio windows looked endless, swallowing the distant town lights. The digital clock on the control board blinked 1:47 a.m. The air was thick with that warm hum only an old broadcast console could make. "You're listening to Nightwave Radio," Evelyn said into the mic, her tone soft but tired. "Where insomnia meets good company." A brief static hiss filled her headphones. She leaned forward, frowning. "Hold on, folks, we've got a little interference." She checked the monitor. All systems were normal, except one line on the display, a faint signal frequency at 1,467 kHz, not one of theirs. It wasn't even supposed to exist. The waveform pulsed once, then again. Then, clear as breath, came a faint voice buried under static. "Help us, we're still here." Evelyn froze. The voice sounded like it was coming from underground. She replayed it, slowing the feed. The coordinates matched a decommissioned railway terminal 20 miles north, Hollow Point Station, closed since 1986 after a derailment killed 37 passengers. "Is this some prank?" she muttered. But the voice came again, softer now. "Evelyn, come back." And that was when she realized no one had said her name on air tonight. By 2:30 a.m., Evelyn was on the road. Her portable transmitter hummed beside her, tuned to the same ghost frequency. She kept her audience updated, the broadcast still live through her car's rig. "All right, listeners," she said with forced calm, "we're heading to Hollow Point Station. If anyone's pulling a stunt, you'll be famous by sunrise." The highway was empty. Snowfall thickened, swallowing her headlights. The signal grew louder the closer she drove, faint Morse tones between whispers. Static turned rhythmic, like breathing. She passed the rusted sign. "Welcome to Hollow Point, closed area, trespassing illegal." Her voice trembled slightly now, though she tried to sound steady. "We're here." No lights, no security, just snow and silence. She parked beside the old station platform, flashlight in hand. The metal gates were chained, but one was loose, someone had already been inside. The wind cut through her coat. Her radio crackled. "You came back," a voice whispered through the static. Her breath hitched. "Who is this?" "You left us on the track." Inside, Hollow Point Station was a tomb. Benches coated in dust. Posters faded to white. Icicles hung from the ceiling. The air smelled like rust and mold. Her boots crunched glass as she moved through the platform, the beam of her flashlight slicing through the dark. "Listeners," she said into the mic, her breath fogging, "it's colder inside than out. I can see my breath. The walls are covered in weight." She stopped. The concrete wall was covered in handprints. Hundreds of them. Small and large, pressed into dried soot. And beneath them, carved deep into the wall. They never left. Her radio popped. "Evelyn." The voice was female this time. "He's still driving the train." A low rumble rolled beneath the floor, like distant thunder. "Impossible," she whispered. "Tracks were torn up decades ago." But she felt it now, the faint vibration through her boots. Something moving beneath the station. Something heavy. Evelyn found the old broadcast booth at the end of the hallway, its door hanging open. Inside were broken transmitters, shattered glass, and an old PA mic still plugged into the wall. The label read, "Emergency frequency, 1,467 kHz. "You've got to be kidding me." Her portable transmitter picked up a signal again. "They told us to stay seated," the static voice whispered, looping. "Doors wouldn't open, fire, can't breathe." Then the voice distorted into a scream that cut off abruptly. The console lights flickered. Her flashlight dimmed. In the reflection of the cracked glass, a faint silhouette stood behind her. A conductor's cap. Hollow eyes. She spun around, nothing. The mic hissed. Last stop, Hollow Point. Her heart pounded. The emergency mic wasn't plugged into any power. She reached out and switched it off. The PA system above her crackled to life. Train arriving. Track 3. But there was no track 3. The sound came first, a deep, metallic groan like rails bending under weight. Then a low horn, echoing from below. Evelyn aimed her flashlight at the stairwell leading underground. Old maintenance tunnels, sealed since the crash. Every instinct screamed to turn back. Instead, she descended. Water dripped from overhead. The walls narrowed. Her breath came in clouds. Then she saw it, faint light ahead, pulsing with each word from the radio. He never stopped driving, the voice whispered. Her beam landed on something impossible. A train car, its body rusted, half sunk into concrete, still moving back and forth like it was trying to pull free. Through cracked windows, faces pressed against the glass, dozens of them, pale and twisted in terror. One face looked just like hers. No, Evelyn whispered, stepping back. That's not. The conductor appeared at the front of the car, his skeletal hands gripping the controls. His hollow eyes turned to her, and the radio screamed. All aboard. Her recording captured what happened next, though no one could explain how. This is Evelyn Kane, her trembling voice said. I'm in the lower tunnel. There's something here. Faces in the windows. I think they see me. Silence. Then static. Then her voice again, panicked. If anyone hears this, don't come here. The stations. A crash. Metal grinding. Screams drowned in static. Then nothing but white noise. For 6 full minutes, the station's frequency stayed open, broadcasting a low hum. And faintly under it, like breathing. Stay seated, the train will depart shortly. When authorities arrived at dawn, they found her car parked outside, still running. Her phone was on the passenger seat, its battery drained. The stairwell to the tunnel had caved in. No train. No body. But the old studio back at WZAR still transmitted one final show that night, on every frequency. Evelyn's voice, calm and quiet, whispering into the dark. Welcome back to Nightwave Radio. You're listening from Hollow Point Station. Stay tuned, forever. Weeks later, other broadcasters began reporting strange interference, an echo on 1,467 kilohertz that sounded like breathing. Some listeners claimed to hear a woman's voice between songs. Don't stop the recording, it said. He's still driving. The signal never stays long, just enough for a few seconds before the static cuts. And if you tune in right before dawn, when the airwaves are clean, you can hear the faint sound of metal wheels grinding in the dark. The last broadcast from Hollow Point Station is still on the air.